For the function f, whose graph is given, state the value of each quantity if it exists, and if it does not exist, explain why. So for part A, it's asking us to find the limit as x approaches 0 of the function f of x. So as x here is approaching 0 from the left, we can see that the function is approaching what value here? We can see it's approaching the value of 3. And then as we approach x from the right, then we can see this function is also approaching 3 from the right. So therefore, this limit as x approaches 0 of f of x is equal to 3. Okay, so that's for part A. Okay, so let's take a look at B. Okay, the question says that the limit as x approaches 3 from the left of the function f of x. So as on the x-axis, as we approach the value of 3, then this function is approaching what value? Well, we can see it's approaching the value of 4 from the left. So the answer for part B is 4. Okay, let's take a look at part C. Part C, it's asking us, what is the limit of the function as x approaches 3 from the right? So as x is approaching 3 from the right, well, this function is approaching what value? Well, it's approaching the value of 2. So the answer is 2. Okay, the next question is asking us in part D, the limit as x approaches 3 of f of x. So we already kind of know this answer, and we should know this just by looking at B and C, but let's go ahead and take a look at that on the graph first. Okay, so as x is approaching 3 from the left, this function is approaching what value? It's approaching 4. And then as x is approaching 3 from the right, we can see that the function is approaching the value of 2. So what that means is because of the fact that the limit in part B is equal to 4 and the limit of part C is equal to 2, they're not equal to the same thing. So therefore, this limit does not exist. Let's take a look at the last one. Let's find f of 3 for part E. So for part E, we want to find f of 3. So that means that when the input x is 3, what is the output for the y value? So if this is 3, then the output of where the closed dot is going to be the value of 3. So the answer is 3. Now it's not going to be 2, it's not going to be 4 because it's undefined at those points. But we do have a closed dot at 3, so therefore the output is 3. So the answer for E is 3.